So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make stencils. Okay, now you should by now know what a stencil is. The key to having a good stencil is making it as clear and as bold as possible. Okay, so what I've done here is I've just chose a very basic stencil that I think is going to work really nicely. It's nice and bold, it's in two colors, and it's nice and simple. The best stencils, the most effective things to go on your lamp and your light box are stencils that are nice and simple. If you have lots of detail, one, it's going to take you a long time to trace, and two, if you vectorize it, or when we cut it out of the sticker machine, you might lose little bits of the detail because of how fine they cut out. So my advice is choose a nice bold stencil. Okay, so we're going to be, to make your stencil, we're going to be using a bit of software called 2D Design Tools. Okay, now this is 2D Design Tools, and what I've got here is a exercise that I would like you to carry out. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to trace our stencil here. That's the first thing you're going to do, and later on I'm going to show you how to vectorize your stencil. So to trace your stencil, over here we have this toolbox here, and in the toolbox we've got lots of different options. I'm going to be showing you how to use these different options in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to first of all trace this butterfly. Now it's made up of mostly sort of curved lines, and then we've got some joins here. We might have some straight lines that we can add in, but the thing that you're going to need today is you're going to need the path tool. Okay, so click on the path tool. What the path tool does is it allows you, by clicking, to make a nice sort of wobbly line, and every time I click, you'll notice that's where the curve happens, and by bending it around I can create a curved line. Now one thing I want you to notice, your line will probably be black. Now what I've done, because I'm going to be tracing a black shape, I've actually changed my line color to a nice bright green, so and that makes it a little bit more visible. So to do that, you also have a black color in this little box here. You click on line color, and then just change it to a nice bright color. So you can use a bright pink or a bright green, just something that's going to stand out. If you use a black one on a black thing, you're not going to be able to see what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to click black there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tracing this butterfly. So I'm going to zoom in it's just so I can see it basically all on my screen as big as I can using the zoom tool on this over here. You can see zoom in, zoom out over here, and then I'm going to start tracing my butterfly. So I'm going to start somewhere in the middle of the butterfly, and I'm going to trace around this top part of the wing here. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to start tracing. I'm going to just click in every time I click with the left mouse button on the outside of the butterfly's wings, right on the edge. So I'm basically, as if I had a pencil and I was drawing around the outside of it, I'm just clicking around the outside line of my butterfly like so, to trace around this back edge. Now when I get to the corner, because I've got this path tool, I won't be able to turn and go back that quickly. So I'm going to take the line into the middle of my butterfly wing, just like that. And to finish it off, I'm going to left click and I'm going to double click to finish the line off. Double click, and then it finishes that line. Then you can see this green all the way outside. Now, I made the line longer in both directions than it needs to be on purpose. So I'm going to do exactly the same here. Now, there's a reason for this, is that we need to make sure that the line is meeting. Okay, if there's a little gap, when we cut the stencil out, your stencil won't come out properly. So I'm overlapping it on purpose. Okay, so I'm going to start here again, and I'm going to trace the bottom part here. Okay, so I'm going to trace all the way around, like so, going around the edge. You'll obviously have more time than I will be. I'm going a little bit fast and a little bit quick, but you'll be able to take your time and make sure you get this nice and accurate. Okay, so there we go, and maybe one more click here, and then make it longer than it needs to be. All right, so there's the butterfly wing on the left-hand side there, and then I'm going to do the same on this bottom part. Okay, I've got a bit of a tight turn to make here, so I'm going to have to do a few clicks to make sure that I can bring my place around like that. Oh, I'm not happy with that, so if I click escape, that will undo it. So I'm going to have to trace that bit again. Okay, so just quickly, I misclicked. Okay, as I said, you'll have more time to do this, and double click to finish it. There we go. So now what I need to do, let's pretend I've done all the rest of my butterfly. All these lines that overlap, all these extra little bits of lines, I need to delete. So what you need to do is you need to hold down the left button on this delete part here, and we need to click on not delete object, delete part of an object. Okay, we need to only delete part of the line. We don't need to delete the whole line. So I'm holding my left button down and I'm dragging across until I finish on here, and then I'm going to delete the parts I don't need. So this part I don't need, so I left click on here. This part I don't need, and the same here and the same here. And obviously I would have more lines if I finish my butterfly off. So that's how to trace your butterfly. And you may have noticed I've got one that I already finished up the top here. So I'm just going to move this one to the side. This is one I made earlier. Okay, and then I've got my trace butterfly like so. So if I zoom in here, and this is a prime example of where I need to delete the lines that overlap. So I'm going to click on my delete tool, delete all these little lines. I'm probably going to need to zoom in a little bit further to see where the lines are. Delete, delete, delete. So I'm just leaving the outside line, okay, just the lines I need. So like this, delete this one, delete this one, delete this one, delete the part just in the antennae there, and that should be, if I've done it correctly, I'll note two more over here, just the outlines there. All right, so now if I take my butterfly, if I click on my butterfly and I click delete on my keyboard, you can see that I've just got the outlines there. Okay, so and there is a perfect stencil of a butterfly, and that is one way of doing it. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have a go at tracing this butterfly and see how you get on. Okay.